Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a birthday / Christmas / winter break December book haul. But not only books, because I also got some cool things for Christmas that I want to share. So today's going to be mostly books with a side of a little bit of something else. These books, some of them I did by myself, some of them were gifted to me. We'll see as we go along. I'm going to go in chronological order of when I received the books because that's just how it works in my brain. Okay, so these first two books I got at a library book sale in like mid-December. The first book is Jackaby by William Ritter. Now this one, it's always been on kind of my radar, especially when I was in middle school. It was kind of popular when I was in middle school, and I never got around to reading it. I know it's a series, I know it's a mystery series. The thing that has always intrigued me about it is the blurb on the front, which is Sherlock Holmes crossed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock media is one of my biggest hyperfixations. The BBC show, the older shows, the books, the Sherlock & Co. podcast. I just love Sherlock media, and so if anything is going to be related to Sherlock Holmes, I'm gonna want to read it. I actually got an advanced copy of Rook, I think is what it was called, last year, and I didn't realize it at the time, but that's actually part of this series, I think, like an extension of it, or a sequel series or something like that. But I started reading it and I was so confused because I was entirely lost. I had no idea what was happening, and it's because it was part of this series that I've never read. Ever since then, I've been like, okay, I need to read Jackaby and the other ones, so that's why I got this. The next book I got is Stealing Infinity by Alyson Noel, but this is another one that's been on my radar since it was kind of announced and came out. I think this is recent, last year or the year before at least. It's time travel, and I also love time travel. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, so time travel is always very interesting to me, although I do get really upset when they don't do time travel correctly, which is a hard thing because how can you do time travel correctly, right? It's pretty objective in certain things, but also it's not, because if you don't explain the rules to time travel, then you're doing it wrong. If you're like, yeah, they just travel back in time and things happen, but also nothing affects anything, but also it does affect something, just stop. Stop. I have high hopes for this. I like time travel. It's also got like school secrets and like secret academy type feeling, and I find that I typically enjoy those books. I don't know, I'm looking forward to this one. The next books that I got for my birthday. My lovely, wonderful best friend and the love of my life did a book bouquet for me. I took some pictures. None of them really did it justice, but if you don't know what a book bouquet is, it's where you take some books and then you put them in a bouquet of flowers, kind of, and it's like, I'm not good at explaining things, but that's what it was. So she gave me 3. I'll just go one by one. First one that I have is Daydream by Hannah Grace. I am so excited about this book. I actually did know she was getting me this one just because I introduced her to Icebreaker, and then we kind of read Wildfire around the same time, and then when Daydream was announced, we were like, oh my gosh, like reader, Taylor Swift fan, like yes, we need this. Also, Henry, the main guy, is both of our favorite like guys out of like the whole group, so we were like yes. So I didn't know she was getting me this, but I'm so excited because we're definitely gonna buddy read this and it's gonna be such a good time. I'm so excited for this one. The next one that she got me was Beach Read by Emily Henry, and this is actually the special edition of it. I don't know if it's the Barnes & Noble special edition or like the general special edition, but the cover is really pretty, and then don't even get me started on these sprayed edges. Like, hello? Like, she's gorgeous, and they match like the inside cover, the end papers, and then the naked cover has quotes on it. It's just genuinely, it's such a pretty book. And the reasoning for this one is because I've actually never read an Emily Henry book before, but I've always wanted to. I've expressed interest in it before. All my friends really love her books, and so Kara was like, your first one should be Beach Read, and I'm gonna get you the special edition because I love you, and she's the best friend that anyone could ever have, so you know. So I'm really super grateful for this one, and I'm excited to start reading it. Normally I don't go for more contemporary romances. I know I said that literally having been so excited for Daydream, but I feel like Emily Henry is a different genre of contemporary romance, if that makes sense. Like in my head, like she's a different like level. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But I am excited to read this. I know virtually nothing about it, but I know that all my friends who have read it have really liked it. So I'm excited for that one. Now this last one is one of Kara's personal favorites that she's been trying to get me to read for the longest time, and I keep putting it off, so she bought it for me, so I have no excuse. It is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. She loves this book and the other ones. I think there's more than one. She read this on Kindle Unlimited, absolutely loved it, and was like, you need to read this. And I said, okay, I'll read it. And then I never did. So she bought it for me for my birthday to try and finally get me to read it. So I will read this. Actually, sorry. What? The I had never taken the cover off of this before. Are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so reading this. I am so easily bought by pretty books. Like, if you had shown me this way back when, I would have immediately started reading this. Okay, yeah, I'm not even putting the cover back on. I can't. I actually did start this before she ever read it. Fun fact. And I only got about like 2 chapters in before, I don't know, I think I wasn't in a fantasy mood. I was on the beach and it was summertime, so I really just wanted to read romances. I remember starting it and being like, hey Kara, you might enjoy this book, like the setup seems pretty cool. I also don't know much about this book for having read like 2 of the chapters. I know something about vampires, I think, and an orphan who gets adopted by like a bad guy. And then there's like fighting or like games. I know surprisingly little about a lot of the books that I have. I just go based on vibes and recommendation. I'm gonna be so honest. This next book that I got was a Secret Santa gift from the same person. I'm so excited about this because I've been wanting a physical copy of this book for so long. It is the Mindf series by St. Abby. I know this is such a turn from basically every other book that I've ever talked about on my channel, but I loved this series. I devoured it so fast. These were the first books I read when I got Kindle Unlimited 2 years ago, and I read them overnight. Like, I read them in a couple hours. A dark romance, but it's not as dark as some dark romances. Like, oh my god, I tried to read Haunting Adeline. I could not. No. I can make a video about that at some point, but no. This, however, this is so good, and I have been wanting the physical copy for so long. It's all 5 books in this. That's why it's so big. But this is definitely one that, like, I'm gonna be rereading, and honestly, I might even annotate this. If you don't know what this book is about, please, please, please look up the trigger warnings. It handles heavy material, dark material, and handles themes of sexual violence and murder, graphic depictions of both of those things and a lot of other things. Look up trigger warnings for anything you're gonna read, okay? This is 2025. If those things aren't like an immediate no for you, I do highly recommend this. It's about a serial killer who inadvertently starts dating the FBI agent who's investigating her case. So it's like a game of cat and mouse almost, where he's trying to find her and she's trying to like lead him off her scent, but also they're falling in love. And it is spicy. I will say that as well. It is spicy. So if that's not your thing, you don't want to read this. But if it is your thing, I think it's pretty good. This next book is the second to last book, and this one I actually bought myself for my birthday / Christmas present. I always try and buy 1 or 2 books for myself, just because, I don't know, it's nice to buy yourself things. You know, it's nice to get yourself a little thing, and I needed this book badly. This book is one of my top 3 books that I read in 2024. I need all of y'all to read this immediately. It's called Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This book, so good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I knew that it would going into it, I was really interested in the premise, and oh my gosh. I was blown away. The selling point of this book is magical gay murder cruise. Hello? Sign me up. It's fantasy, it's a murder mystery, it's queer, it's got twists and turns, it's got an adorable little girl who you just want to snuggle up next to. The writing is good, and it's quick and snappy, and there's a lot of good banter. It's so funny. I was laughing out loud so many times. I finished it on my Kindle, and I immediately needed to get a physical copy, and lucky for me, Barnes & Noble did a special edition, so I bought that real fast. Really pretty foiling on the cover, stenciled edges, So pretty. Hello. And then the end paper's got a map of the ship that they're on, and it's so cool. And it's got from the library of, and I guess I can put like my little stamp there. I'm excited for that one. And then the back has a little like fish on it, and it says Finn, which is funny because the main character is from like the fish province, and so it's like Finn like fish, but also Finn like Finnish. And then the naked cover. It's like rainbow foiling. It's so pretty, and it's got it on the side too. Like this is like one of my prized possessions now. This is a book that I need to reread immediately to catch all the things that I missed the first time, because the twist at the end was crazy. It was insane. I suffer from pattern recognition. A lot of times I can guess a plot twist before it happens, which is not a bad thing. It's nothing against books or movies or TV shows. I just am really good at recognizing patterns and knowing where plot goes, like generically plot structure. It comes from being a reader my entire life. The plot twist at the end of this book, like, I did not see it coming. There was a small part of me that was like knew somewhat of what was happening, but I didn't see the plot twist coming until probably like maybe the chapter before it happened. It was really good. Like, it was so good. I was also just so focused on the main character and the kind of romance that was happening between him and the other guy, just because it was so well written. They were so cute. I love this book so much. The last book is also one that I bought for myself, but as a souvenir. So my parents, their family Christmas gift this year was one of our big years. We usually, every like 5 or so years, we do a big trip. And this year we went to Rome, which was so cool. And of course, I had to visit a bookstore while I was there, because who am I if I don't go into bookstores? So I don't know if they do this in the US or if they do this in other countries, or if this is just an Italian thing. If it's just an Italian thing, I think everyone needs to learn from it, because this is genius. But basically, they take like series and they put them in one book. They bind all of the books together, or they put them in multiple volumes. And I got one of those, and I got one of my favorite series ever. I got the first 3 books of the Lunar Chronicles. Hello. Good morning. How are you? She's gorgeous. So this is the covering from the 10th anniversary edition of Cinder that came out last year, I think. Obviously, as you can see, she's a big girl. It has the first 3 books in it. It's got Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, which are my favorite 3 of the series, so like it felt like fate and destiny to get this. I absolutely love this. This is probably one of my favorite purchases I've ever made. The end papers are the Lunar castle. On the inside, it's got the art, like the covers. So it's got like the new cover art and then the old cover art, and it's got that for each of the books. It's also got the back covers. It's like, this is the Scarlet, the Cinder back cover. It's just so beautiful. It's also very heavy, so I'm gonna put it down. I love the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. It was one of my favorite series growing up. I love fantasy retellings, and this one is just, it's so found family, which is something that I absolutely die for. And it's truly about, it's about the adventure that Cinder goes through with like her whole crew, and Aiko and Scarlet and Cress and then Winter. And it's just, every time I reread this series every year, every other year, and every time I do, I just get the warm fuzzy feeling inside. It's like home. It's like coming home. Like, that's my family. I love them so much. It's definitely one of my prized possessions. I'm gonna be putting this on display. Okay, moving on from the books, I've got some bookish related things to talk about, but first, this is my only non-bookish thing in this video, but I wanted to show it off because it's so cool. I got this in Rome as well, and you might be asking, what the hell is that? It's a dice tray. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I DM, but mostly I play in a party, and right now I am currently in a party in the middle of a campaign. And so what this is you can take your dice and you throw it in here, and then it won't go anywhere. It helps your dice to stay contained. I've always wanted one of these, and this one is handmade, handcrafted, and this is like a custom design. Like, this was the only one they had in the store. The like girl at the booth was like, I did this by hand yesterday. Crazy thing to just drop out of nowhere. Like, hello. I love dragons, so I knew that I had to get this one. The next thing that I want to show off are my book journals. I have 2 book journals. Yes, they're both black and gold. This one is from a shop called the Quirky Cup Collective, and it's gorgeous. I mean, hello. It's gorgeous, and it's got the gold on the edges, and there's like massive book review pages, and I might do a whole video just exploring all of my book journals. If you want that, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be so happy to go through it with you because I have more than these two. And then I got this, the reading journal from LitJoy, and I got it as part of their Black Friday sale, so it was only $10. It's gorgeous. Hello, what's this? It's also got 3 ribbon bookmarks, which I really appreciate, and it's got a reader profile, and like this bookshelf spread is gorgeous. It's got a couple of these, and then of course it's got book reviews, and it's got some fun like list things at the end, audiobooks and playlists and books based on seasons and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a book collector, but I collect reading journals as well. I like anything to do with books and reading. So if the lighting has changed or the camera angle is different, that's because I actually finished filming this video like an hour ago, but I just got a package and it ties into everything else that I talked about in this video, so I'm putting it in right here. I just got my next reading journal. Isn't she so cute? Let's open this baby up, shall we? Here she is. She's a Reticy journal. I think I'm saying that correctly. I've never ordered from this brand before. I specifically wanted to get a spiral bound one because my current one is getting so full that it's starting to break the binding. And so I figured if I get a spiral bound, I don't know, it allows for expansion more than like a standard journal does. But I get bullet journals, so it's like dotted. It's a brand new start of 2025, and I think that's gonna make this journal so great. Oh my gosh, there's stuff in the back. Oh, hold on. What is all this? Okay, there's a ribbon. Oh, I got this thing. Okay, so this will stick on right here. It's a little pen loop. And then there's also a ruler, which I appreciate this because I can't draw straight lines. And then what looks like stencils. Yeah, look at that. There's all kinds of like things and numbers and lines, and then this one's got like, ooh, I actually quite like this. It's got like borders and banners and like decorative stuff. I'm probably gonna be using this. Okay, well, I'm very happy with that purchase and I can't wait to set it up. I might make a video setting it up, but also I might not. So like, I'm not gonna say look out for that video because then someone will be excited about that video and then I'm never gonna make it and then they're gonna be very sad. So don't look out for that video. But if it happens, watch it. We have come to the final part of this video. Now, for Christmas, my brothers each individually, unknowing, got me book nooks. They're different, but they both got me book nooks. Let's talk about the first one. It's called Grimm's Small Building. There is a little picture of it on here. What a book nook is, it's a thing that you can put in your bookshelf and it looks like there's a whole little world in there. And it's usually about the size of a book, maybe a little bigger, to show you kind of like portals. I personally have always wanted one, so I put one on my wish list this year, and both of them got me different ones. So this one, it's like a little house. It's got like a library and a fireplace and bookshelves, and yeah, I'm really excited. It's made out of wood and you pop it out and you put it together. Everything snaps together, I think, but it's also got lights. So the second one is called Library of Wisdom. This one has doors. That's freaking cool. It's the same type deal. It's a big stack of wooden things that you pop them out and you put them together. It's like a wooden puzzle, which is good because I love puzzles. It's like wooden Legos, which is good because I love Legos. That is my Christmas, birthday, winter break, book/bookish things haul. If you got anything that you're really excited about for the holidays, leave a comment down below and let's chat about it. I love talking about books with people. If I didn't, I wouldn't have made this channel and I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to no one. So please talk to me. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year. As always, I hope you had fun. I hope you stick around and I hope you read to your heart's content.